Let's go!
Guess who's got a ring on his finger?
Ooh, boy.
Sorry that things kind of got in the way for a couple of months. Welcome to the weekend. Nick Karski and Zensky with you, as always.
As always?
Well, I mean, when we're together, as always.
110 days it's been.
Has it really been 110 days?
It has been 110 days since our last show came out.
I'm pretty sure our last episode was called We're Back.
You're 100% right.
And then we left.
Because here's what happened. We said, okay, Andy Zensky is going on vacation. So we did that, took a little break, came back, recapped the vacation.
Yeah.
And then summer happened. And everybody knows, and I don't know why we weren't more reasonable about this, but we're like, oh yeah, well, we have time to do the show in the summer. Nope. You're planning a wedding. Everybody has lives with the nice weather and doing stuff outside and this, that, and the other thing. And life gets in the way sometimes, but here we are.
And then September 25th happened.
Oh boy, did it ever. Show off that bling, man.
Show what?
Show off that bling. You have a ton of rocks on your finger.
There it is.
Yeah. I have never seen a groom's engaged wedding band look like that.
Well,
it is baller.
Sometimes I like the what's the word I'm looking for?
The finer things in life.
Well, I sometimes have a bougie side of me. That's what I wanted to say. I haven't used that word in my vocabulary in some time, so that's why it took me a few moments to try and figure out what I was trying to say. But I do have a bougie side of me every once in a while that does come out. And when it came to picking out a wedding ring, I saw this thing and I said, you know what? This right there, that's a winner.
Yeah.
And that was that. I just can't believe it's been so long since we've done this. Like, there's so much for us to talk about that I'm almost thinking that we should just throw headlines out the window and just kind of, I don't want to say recap, because that's going to turn people away and make people just be like, oh, who really gives a damn, about this, that, or the other.
There's too much for us to just too many balls for us to hit, so to speak. If I'm going to be honest. And so between weddings and bachelor parties and vacations and this and that, where do we want to start? Because a lot of stuff has happened since June.
Yeah.
All right. Since I got the prop here, let's start with your bachelor party. How about that?
All right.
So we threw a little bit of a bachelor shindig for Mr. Karski, and man. Well, first of all, did you deliver you went above and beyond with your gifts? Because you're just
delivered.
You're just a psychopath. You gave us so much stuff as your groomsman, and it was
you mean the stuff that I really couldn't ship legally? And
okay, so that's this. So this is what you actually gave us at the bachelor party, which is awesome. So personalized bottles of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, you're showing it to the people who are watching this, not the people who are listening. The people who are listening have no idea, but you did say a bottle of Jack Daniels that is customized and personalized with photographs of you all, has your names on it, asking you to be a part of the wedding.
Yep, and it has photos, and it's a baller move. Almost broke the glass.
You break the glass.
And so we did. So here's how the bachelor party went down. You had no idea what this was.
No clue.
Until the day of.
No
clue. We conspired to get you where you needed to go by one of your groomsmen, Jeremy, picking you up from your place and putting in a random destination into the GPS, which you just picked a random place on Cape Cod, and you're like, where the F am I going that's 6.5 hours away?
I thought that we were truly going up to the New England area.
Right.
Like when we hopped onto 88 and got on the road there, I thought to myself, we're genuinely going up to Boston, or we're, going up to some other destination up there. had no idea what to expect, secretly was dreading 6+ hours in the car. I thought to myself, by the time we get there, this thing's going to be halfway over with, and the weekend's going to be halfway done. What in the world is the point of doing this? But lo and behold, here's Jeremy Menard in typical Jeremy Menard fashion, decides, I gotta stop and use the restroom. Can we take a little break here as we take an exit for what is known as Cooperstown, New York? And I think to myself, all right, fine, whatever, no big deal. We'll stop and use the facilities and get back on our merry way to wherever the hell we're going 6 hours away. Well, he keeps driving and doesn't stop at any single destination that leads me to believe that he has to go to the bathroom. And I'm thinking to myself, Cooperstown for this bachelor party? And I'm like, I don't think so. I feel like I would have an idea. Had no idea. Truthfully, like I thought about it. I'm like, there's a 50-50 shot. I don't know what's going on. There's really no place to stay in Cooperstown. Didn't know what to expect. That was that. Well, we get to a stoplight, and the bozo ahead of us.
Oh, he's a bozo, all right.
The bozo ahead of us, I thought was too far out into the intersection, that they kind of looked back, and I thought they were getting ready to, go in reverse to make a little bit of space. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this clown doing? Like, really? Then it hit me after about 2 seconds of seeing and making eye contact with that bozo ahead of us. It's the one and only James Heasley who's in the wedding. My groomsman. So then it kind of clicks. You sons of you-know-whats. We're going to Cooperstown, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
And I mentioned that, and we went there, and it was awesome. It was tremendous. We had a great lunch. We went to the Baseball Hall of Fame. We went to a couple of the stores. That's where I got my Brewers Man hat, or my Barrel Man hat for the Milwaukee Brewers. It was fantastic.
We not just went to the Hall of Fame. We were some of the first members of the public to see the 2020 Hall of Fame plaques in the gallery.
Yeah.
Because this was the weekend after the induction to where your childhood hero, Derek Jeter, was put in immortality in Cooperstown.
The kicker to all of this is that I was supposed to be in Cooperstown days before covering the event, and unfortunately I couldn't make my way down there. We did have some coverage at the station of all the festivities and everything that was going on with Jeter's induction, because it was on a random Wednesday. So I thought I was going to be able to make it down there, couldn't make it down there, and then lo and behold, days later, we're in Cooperstown.
Yeah. And I hadn't been there and first of all, it was when we talked about like, what do we do for Nick Karski's bachelor party? Like, there was a lot of things on the short list, but that ended up being a no-brainer at the end of the day, especially when the weekend worked out being right after the induction with Jeter, and it just felt right. Yeah. So I was just struck by how much it just leans into what it is. Small upstate New York town that is just literally the baseball capital of the world in some respects, right? I mean, like you mentioned the shop where you got your hat. Like, those people just live and breathe baseball every day of their lives. Like, you walk into these places and you're going to find anything you would want to find from baseball history. I got a bunch of cool, just like random photos from the Sandlot and the 69 Mets and like all of these great vintage baseball things. And I love and respect that town a lot more, having been there a second time. Yeah.
Well, when was the last time you were there, you said?
I was like 12 years old.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's such
I always respected it, but like, I mean, seeing it as an adult was super cool.
The one thing about the Baseball Hall of Fame, I think that sometimes I think if you're older, you appreciate it more, especially the Hall of Fame itself, like the mystique of it, the uniqueness of all the items and, all of the artifacts and stuff, this, that, and the other. But I think if you're younger, you kind of wish it was a little bit more interactive. because that's what some of the other Hall of Fames have. They have those kind of interaction or interactive aspects to it where you can go to the Hockey Hall of Fame, at least when I was a kid, and play goalie and try to stop shots from, I think it was like Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier. I think at the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Mass, I think you can, shoot some hoops and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure there's some interactive things that kind of come with the territory at some of those Hall of Fames that baseball could. I think the National Baseball Hall of Fame could. The thing is, they don't have the space for it. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
one particular building. It's not like they can really add on to it and have like a little batting cage for you, or see what it's like facing a 97 mile per hour fastball or whatever it is. I think that would add an element to younger. The younger generation, whereas people who are like our age now, like, we don't need that sort of stuff to enjoy our time there.
No, and I just got a kick out of watching you, because every exhibit you pass, you're just a kid in a candy store, right? And like, didn't need to be a Yankees exhibit, didn't need to be anything regarding your team or anything that you like have particular knowledge in, just like. And they cover everything, right? From the Negro leagues to like the League of Their Own days and bringing women into professional baseball, up to like the modern day. And so James got to see a lot of some of the projects that he's worked on, being an MLB employee. So that was super cool as well. But yeah, a lot of fun in Cooperstown. We then hit the road to a cabin down towards Oneonta and just kind of set up camp there for the rest of the night, had some dogs and burgers and beers, and Jeremy jumped in the lake, did some swimming. Of
course he did.
Roasted some s'mores. It was a good time.
It was fantastic. It was a gorgeous place. What was I can never remember the name of the lake.
Goodyear.
Goodyear, thank you. I knew it was something like that. Had to do with like vehicles or cars or tires or something like that. That's how I remember it.
Right.
But it was fantastic, and then we watched the Bills suffer their first and only loss of the season thus far to the Steelers. That was a terrible game, but they look like the best team in all of football right now, so I'm going to take it.
Oh yeah, they're having a hell of a season. So you're a happy camper.
So that happened. Then the wedding happened on the 25th. That was delightful. I don't know. I don't want to make this all about me. I don't want to talk about the honeymoon and stuff like that. Like,
come on, but these are big ticket things that happen. Like, I didn't do anything that interesting. I mean, the most interesting stuff I did this summer was with you. I mean, like we saw you get married.
It revolved around me.
We saw our good friend Steph get married. That was the first time that I'd seen you guys in a long time. Yeah. So that was great, and so happy to see her and Rocky finally get married.
Yeah.
It was just a good summer with friends, and then it was capped off by your wonderful celebration a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was fun. Your speech was great. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I wish we had a little bit of audio of it, but we'll have to play it for next time.
Yeah, well, I had a few surprises for you.
Like now or then?
No, in the speech.
Oh yeah, you absolutely did. Should we just like shine a light into what that was?
Yeah. Well, so what did you least expect?
What did I least expect?
Yeah.
All of it. I don't know. I thought you'd say some nice things, and that was that, and boom, goes the dynamite. That's it.
All right.
I don't know. I had no expectations whatsoever. It's not like I was anticipating anything like that, and it's not like the whole thing was fantastic. It's not like I really had a true favorite part per se.
You didn't think I'd get purred happily for you.
That part, yeah. I mean, like, come on. Of course I didn't think anything like that. Like, I didn't think you would say anything about, oh, I'm kind of surprised Nick chose me to be his best man because, I don't know, I was on the short list, going up against Bruno Mars and Paul McCartney and Tony Bennett and this, that person, the other. But, like, I don't know, just things like that. Like, it was great. It was fun.
So the biggest struggle that I had with your speech and was figuring out how to introduce it, because when I did this, I've been lucky to be best man for you and for James, right? So like it's a big responsibility taking on the speech writing.
Mr. Popularity.
No, I'm not trying to sound overly popular with it. I'm just trying to summarize the speech writing process for me, which is not easy.
Oh yeah, I know. I believe it.
And so for James's speech, you were a groomsman as well.
Yeah.
And so I had you intro the speech because this is just what you're known for from school. You do the now. There it is. Right. So the question just kept going over in my head. How do you introduce a guy who does the introducing? So after racking my brain for a little while, I was like, all right. And I said this in the speech. Well, you find another broadcaster, somebody who does this for a living. So Cameo is a wonderful thing. If you don't know what it is, Cameo is an app where you literally pay people to talk to you or talk to somebody else about something. And they have people on there ranging from no joking, Johnny Damon from the New York Yankees. He's like $500 to low life people who were on a sitcom once, right?
Yeah.
And so Perd Hapley, the actor, Jay Jackson more specifically, somewhere in the middle. And he was on the show Parks and Rec, a show that you love.
Absolutely.
And so you would recognize his voice in the shtick. And I basically just gave him a few notes to say, hey, my buddy Nick is getting married. He is a broadcaster. So you're obviously the character that you're most well known for as a broadcaster. This whole thing works. Here's what I would like you to say. And he crushed it.
Yeah, he did. That was fantastic. Between you coming in with the Friday I'm in Love music and the Perd Hapley stuff and, everything. I mean, it was a great day. It was a glorious time.
Do you remember anything from that day? Because, I mean, and we told you going into this, like, you make sure you eat and stay hydrated. And
you guys
there was
were
a whirlwind
so concerned about me eating at one point. Like, I had gotten some photos, and you're like, "Oh, Nick, should you really go to cocktail hour right away? Shouldn't you go back to the hotel room and eat some chips? Like, that's really going to be sustainable and help me." Like, I was fine. I was great.
Listen, that's our job the day of because we had an early start.
Yeah, but you took it to you asked me like 3 or 4 times, like, "Hey, you sure you don't want to go eat?" I'm thinking to myself, what is there another surprise that I need to go expect or go see or something in the hotel room? Like, what's going on here?
No. We were just, I and James and Jeremy, and we were just pulling from experiences from our own weddings, which is the day's going to fly by, the night's going to fly by even quicker. And you need to stay energized. Yeah. And the easiest way to do that is to get food because, you saw it at the reception. You need to go around to all the tables and, talk to people, and you may not have time to sit and eat. But actually, you guys had a pretty lengthy dinner service, so it was nice. You guys actually had the time to sit and eat, which was good.
Yeah, I was not pleasantly surprised, but I was very happy with how everything went. Just from start to finish, it turned out to be a banner day.
And back to what I was saying before, and honestly, obviously, and we told you this, we weren't going to miss the day for anything, but you, sir, went above and beyond to give us little tokens of your appreciation. And so I'm holding up for now for people who are listening. This is a genuine Louisville Slugger baseball bat. The real deal. Branded and personalized
and it says groomsmen on it.
For members of the bridal party on Nick's side. And you outdid yourself with that stuff. So I just wanted to thank you because I don't know if I did on the day of.
No, but it was did.
This is awesome. I love this. This is going to be always has a nice display place wherever I am.
It's just a little something to say thank you for you guys or to you guys for everything. So
do we mean the world to you?
Oh, shut the mother. Apparently that's my go-to thing, and it became a drinking game at one point.
It became the drinking thing at the bachelor party that then carried through to the rehearsal dinner, to every other drinking occasion of the weekend.
God, terrible. Just terrible. I'm sorry that's what I say. I'm sorry that
it's just funny because
everybody means the world to me, and these moments meant the world to me, and some of the things that people said meant the world to me. I don't know. I'll choose something else next time. Well, there won't be a next time.
No, next time.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I've never done this before. Just let it happen. All right.
I know. It's all good.
All right, that's the show, I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but then you guys...
We have to talk about me more?
Yes, we do, because I've been wanting to hear more about your Disney trip.
All
You went to the most magical place on earth for your honeymoon.
Yeah.
During a hell of a time to be there. You went during the start of the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
Holy crap! How was that?
It was good, but there were a lot of people there. It wasn't bad
Well,
the first couple of days when we hit up Animal Kingdom and then went to Epcot and we hit up Universal and all these other places. Like, it wasn't that bad, right? Saturday of the 50th anniversary celebration, the first weekend of the 50th anniversary celebration, bonkers at Magic Kingdom. To the point where you would go into some of the shops that are lining up. What is it? What do they call it? Is it Main
Street USA?
Thank you. Like some of those shops. Oh my God! It took you 20 minutes just to get into one of those places, and then you actually get in, and you're just like, "Oh my God! I'm having a panic attack." So claustrophobic, just like, everybody wedged together, just like sardines, and just moving ever so slowly to get to one thing or the other.
What was your, because this is what I've been wanting to hear most from you, is because I've been lucky enough to go a few times during my adult life, right? More than a few times. You haven't been there in forever.
And I was only there for like a day.
Right. So what was your overall impression of everything? Like, were you overwhelmed, underwhelmed? Were you like taken aback by the attention to detail of everything? Like, you coming in as an outsider, what was your overall take of the experience from the guest relations side of it, how friendly people were, and just the overall theming of everything?
I guess my biggest takeaway from it was the idea that I forgot / didn't quite realize how big the property is. That might be it. Like the people were great, the cast members were friendly, the food was tremendous no matter where you went. It was themed with 50th anniversary stuff here, there, and everywhere. And then obviously, like, each park has its own uniqueness to it. But I think to me the biggest takeaway was, holy cow, I can't believe how big this property is. Like, where it would take you 20 minutes on a bus ride to go from our resort to Magic Kingdom, or you have to go all the complete opposite side to go to some other place. Like, it was wild. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and every time I go there too, that's part of the mystique of it, right? Is because you go into the Disney bubble, and that's one of the things that is done from a business perspective to keep you there. They have 27,000 acres to play with, and some of that needs to be set aside for legally for like wildlife preservation, but a lot of it is still left to be developed because they either haven't started developing it or they don't know what to do with it. But yeah, there is a ton of land there because to your point, you can drive for 20 minutes and still be on Disney property, and you feel like you're just in another world, and in a lot of ways you are.
It was crazy.
So I'm glad you had a good time because obviously, we've talked about it a decent amount on the show about how, my fandom and Jenna's fandom lies there. A couple loaded questions for you.
Okay.
Based on the experience.
All right.
Best attraction you went on?
I don't want to be cliche and say Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance.
But, that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
It was a whole experience, and people were like applauding at some points during the, I won't give it away for people who haven't been on there, but during the early stages of the experience is what you should really call it, not really a ride. I mean, it is a ride, but the experience part, like, people were applauding and going, "Oh my gosh," and just they were dumbfounded, which I get. I totally get.
I'm glad it lived up to the hype because there's, I obviously hyped it up a lot to you, and so you could have easily come in underwhelmed.
Yeah.
All right, best thing you ate.
There were a couple of things. We, when we were in Epcot, we had something called griddled cheese from Greece.
Oh, yeah, because you were there for the Food and Wine Festival.
And apparently, I don't remember exactly what kind of cheese it was. It was this melted cheese that had, I think, walnuts and a little bit of honey on top of it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It was magical. It was so magical. And I wanted to get another piece, but then we had dinner reservations that night in Canada at
We went to Le Cellier.
La Cellier.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, that was some mighty good food there too. We got the poutine, which Courtney rated a 10 out of 10, saying it was the best poutine she's ever had.
No kidding.
The steak was tremendous.
Did you get the cheddar soup?
No, we didn't. That's the kicker. We got the poutine, right? And then of course I post something on Instagram. Your wonderful wife Jenna sees that we're there and she says, "Hey, make sure you get the cheddar soup." And I'm like, "Well, kind of forgot to do that." So
that's okay.
But it was still just so good. I mean,
well, and you started off, and so I loved living vicariously through you and your and Courtney's social media during that week, because you started off the right way. You splurged, right? You went to Disney Springs your first night for dinner, and you ate at Morimoto Asia, which is from the Iron Chef Masaharu Morimoto, his restaurant there. And you, my friend, went all out and got the Wagyu.
And I got a flight of Japanese whiskey.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was really good and really expensive.
Yeah, but hey,
it was all expensive. Here's what happened, okay? I thought to myself, look, and I remember telling Courtney this is a once in a lifetime thing, okay?
Sure.
I've seen so many stories, YouTube videos about this beef and what makes it so special, okay? Like, I know what goes into it, okay? Not off the top of my head, but I remember that there's a lot that goes into this stuff, okay?
Sure.
So I saw it was on the menu, and I saw that in order to order it, you had to get at least 3 ounces of it. And each ounce would cost you roughly $35 an ounce.
Oh, my God.
And I said to myself, you know what? I'm married. I'm on my honeymoon. Let's get 4 ounces of this stuff.
You did not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be fair, you said to yourself YOLO, because you say that all the time.
I wish I had the video of it right now that I could show you. Courtney took a slow-mo video.
Oh, wait.
Of
yeah,
this
I saw
thing.
that on Instagram.
Did
Yep.
she post it on Instagram or did she post it
She
on
did.
Facebook, I think? I think she posted it on Facebook because I don't have a Facebook because whatever mine.
I'll check.
But regardless, it was some of the wildest tasting stuff I've ever had in my life. Like, imagine the best steak you've ever had, and imagine that it genuinely, like, people say, oh, it melts in your mouth, it's so good. No. The steak that you're eating, the normal steak that you're eating that comes from right here in America, that doesn't melt in your mouth, okay? This stuff that comes from Japan quite literally melts in your mouth. I was given a certificate of authenticity to show that, hey, this is the actual, like, beef that, you're showing it right now on the video. And it comes with see that little blue dot? Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The blue dot, it's basically the nose of the cow that was slaughtered for my meal.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And they put the snout or the nose or whatever, they like print it on there for you.
That's too personal for me. That hits another chord that I don't like. But okay, hold on.
Yeah, what was that cow's name? He had a name, right?
I don't know. No. I'm not going there. But hold on. Here's the slow-mo video of you enjoying the... Oh, wait, hold on. Why is it doing this? Come back. All right, here we go.
All right. It's starting. My fork goes into the meat for those that are...
Wait, I got to speak because it's going to show up if I'm speaking, and if you're speaking, it's not going to show up on Zoom. So I don't know how to describe this because I'm looking at it backwards. But you're chewing. You have a look of just utter joy and satisfaction on your face.
My eyes are bulging.
Yeah,
they're rolling behind. Oh my God.
So it was worth the roughly $120 price tag.
Did I mention that I also got a flight of Japanese whiskey? That was really
You did
expensive.
mention that. So
I don't want to talk about the bill. I don't want to talk about the bill.
I'm not going to put you on the spot. Don't worry.
I don't want to talk about it. I just can't.
But listen, when in Disney World for your honeymoon, man, like that's such a great thing about that resort is, despite some shortcomings of the Disney company right now, there is a lot of things that they still do very well.
Yeah.
And food locations, whether they're Disney owned and operated or not, are pretty clutch there.
It was wild. There was one thing that happened that we've yet to discuss.
I know. I was saving that for the piece de resistance.
Excuse me?
The piece de resistance.
What the hell does that even mean? I've heard it before.
Like the cream of the crop, like the icing on the cake.
It's not the icing on the cake. It's not like
the cherry on the sundae, the bow on the package.
But I feel like somebody else tells the story better than I do. Let's see if this still works. It's been a long time since we podcast here.
I hear a ringtone, so that's a good start.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
My wife.
Yeah, geez.
What?
But oh geez.
Oh geez. Hey, so we were just talking about, some things that happened at Walt Disney World, and we talked a little bit about how we saw Magic Kingdom in the fireworks show and, the craziness of Magic Kingdom that day. We talked about how we went to Epcot and ate a whole bunch of delicious food. We talked about how we went to Disney Springs in Morimoto, Asia.
Oh my God.
What?
I said so good.
It was very good, especially my beef. We won't talk about the bill, though, right?
Never again.
Never again. Thank you. But there was one highlight to the honeymoon that will forever stay near and dear to my heart. And I feel like you are the perfect person to tell the perfect story of how and what went down when we were at Hollywood Studios. Is that what it's called? Hollywood Studios? Right?
Hollywood Studios, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what it's called, but we were in like this Star Wars area.
Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge. And we had like this memory maker pass. So we're like, yeah, like we have time before like our reservation at the cantina. So Nick, you convinced me that it was a good idea to get our picture taken by the memory maker lady. And we're standing there in line, just like hanging out. I'm hotter than hell. And I'm just like trying to tolerate the heat. Can't wait to get inside. I'm talking to you and like you're not responding, and then I look at you and you look like a deer in headlights, and you go, I just met Joey. And that's like all you say, and I'm like, who is Joey? And you're like
Joey from Friends? Like who?
Yeah, like Joseph isn't like the most common name ever. Like your dad, did you see him? Like who is this? And no, Nick had told me that he had met or had like talked briefly to Joey Fatone, and he looked like a deer in headlights, but then he also was like the smiliest and like kiddiest I've ever seen him. And the last like 2.5 years we've been together. So like Joey like went and sat on like a side of this like this bench thing, I guess. And we were getting our pictures taken, and Joey watched us get our pictures.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the photo. Like probably the first photo that was taken right after Joey Fatone walked by, and I said, "Hey, Joey," and he said, "What's up, man?" Let me see if I can find this photo. Number one, but number two, if you can only see,
I have it right here.
You have the photo
right here.
Oh, well, there's that photo. That was when I was on the phone because I needed to like let somebody know what was going on. My eyes are wide-eyed. Say something so that people can see it on the...
Yes, saying something. This is Nick looking just utterly bewildered and flabbergasted at the fact that he just met Joey Fatone, member of NSYNC.
There's a photo that you can see my eyes from the memory maker. It's just like, it's so bizarre. My eyes look like they're protruding out of my face. Oh, wait, here it is. Ready?
Let's back up. You're like, I need to call somebody to like let them know what happened. God forbid you tell your wife who you're on your honeymoon with.
Look at my face. I'm like glowing. I'm beaming.
Yeah, oh my! And so this was my first reaction was like, because you texted us, and I was like, no, there's no way in hell that like on your honeymoon of all things, you're gonna meet there's literally only like 10 people in the world who you could meet somewhere where you would lose your you know what, right?
Yeah.
And of course it's on your honeymoon of no places. So Courtney, kudos to you for like taking it in stride because you know as well as anybody Nick's obsessions with boy bands are a little unhealthy. But yeah. No, I mean, like, dude, if it was ever going to be a Nick Karski honeymoon, that is the icing on the cake.
Like that's a moment that basically plays in perfectly to a Karski honeymoon.
100%.
But here's the thing, like, so then Joey got called into the cantina where we were going to be going, and we had like 40. So Nick was like, "We need to sit outside." We sat outside the cantina for 45 minutes before our reservation, and Nick was like getting like more giddy and more excited by the moment. And when we got called in, and not the fact that we got like a reservation at a place that's super hard to get a reservation at, he was like looking around for Joey, and he's like right at the first table at the cantina. And Nick, we walk by the table, we get to like the third booth. We're a little bit past, and he goes, "Did you see Joey?" Like I felt like I was talking to like a 13-year-old girl in like 2001.
I don't think I said that. I'm pretty sure I
Yes,
said something.
you did.
No, I'm pretty sure I
you
said something
did.
along the lines of like, like,
No,
oh, there he is.
No. I don't buy that for a second. I think that's what you said.
I don't remember. Practically blacked out.
Well, yeah, there you go.
What? What are you laughing about?
It's just because it's just so fitting. Like Nick Karski meets a boy band member on his honeymoon. That's the story.
It's not just a boy band member. It's like one of the most iconic boy bands of all time.
This wasn't like some like discounted boy band member. Like this is like the ultimate.
Right. It's not like you met Nick Lachey or something.
Exactly. Ugh.
Oh, now you've just opened up a can of worms. Way to go, Zensky.
We've talked about this before on the episode 3 years ago at this point when we did the build the boy band bracket battle.
Yeah, but you opened up the can of worms with Courtney here, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I digress.
Way to go.
I'm
All right,
sorry.
dear. Thank you for sharing story
Sorry,
time.
Courtney.
The Karski story time extravaganza here on To The Weekend.
Congratulations to the Karskis.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you.
Oh, she hung up. She didn't care. Well,
Speaking of wedding music, though, can we talk about? And I know this show is about you, but deal with it
I don't
because
want
you
it
got
to
a
be
lot.
about me, though. That's what it's turned
last thing
into,
about
but-
last thing about you, I promise. Can we talk about the guy who was playing the music at your ceremony?
Yeah, the harpist, right?
My God, what a badass!
I mean, playing like Sweet Child of Mine. He'd go from like Sweet Child of Mine to
Crazy Train.
to Crazy Train to A Whole New World to Lover by Taylor Swift, which is what Courtney and the Bridesmaids came down to. Like,
Guy was crushing it.
wild, wasn't it?
Absolutely crushing it.
It was very.
Because we were like, oh, are you going to have an organ? Is it just like regular music playing through a stereo? No, harpist.
yeah.
Full-on harpist.
Yeah, he was very, very good. He literally could play just about anything that went from like the classical harp standards to the American songbook, to something that is modern nowadays. I mean,
Right.
it was the wildest thing. And my mom was the one that discovered him, and I don't remember how she found him, but she did. And she sent me a couple of YouTube links to watch his videos. One of the first videos I saw was him playing Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, is this what I think it is? And it was. It was Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. And he's playing it at like this venue for like a bunch of, old people, and they're watching and they loved it. Like, I'll be perfectly honest with you. My neighbor who lives in the apartment complex, who was at the wedding, she's, in her mid 80s. She was just telling me a couple of days ago, she's like, your harpist was awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she recognized what songs were being played, but at the very least, she enjoyed what was being played, because there were probably some people that didn't catch on that there were popular hits being played by him.
Well, I liked it because it's just something that you don't see at a lot of weddings, right? Usually it's I know it's usually a DJ playing ceremonial music, even, if it's not at a church, or if it is at a church, it's an organist, right? Or some other pre-recorded audio. But to have the live audio from a harpist, like, that's another level of elegant right there.
Yeah, he was great. He was fantastic. He was super. You know what we just got? I saw a little bit earlier today. We finally got our preview video, or like our trailer video.
Did.
Yet to see it. I opened up the link and I saw it. I've yet to watch it. I'm sure Courtney has done her due diligence and decided to watch it without me. And I'm going to be disappointed because I secretly want to watch it together. But, that's neither here nor there. That's fine. She could just make fun of me even more about the Joey Fatone thing and just be like, ha, I watched the video before you. Ha, 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 without you. Ha, 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 ha.
Well, that's always nice, though, to go back and watch and relive it a little bit.
Should we watch it right now?
But I'm down.
No, absolutely not. I want to share this special moment with my wife. Unless you
Okay.
hold on a second. Hold on.
Oh, God.
We've got the capabilities. We've got it figured out. It's been some time since we've done all this stuff. So we need to find out.
I also don't want... No, this is weird. I don't want to intrude on your... No.
Can you...
No, don't loop me into this. This is your magical romantic moment.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Hi. Did you see the email that we got from the videographers?
No.
You didn't? Okay, so you didn't watch it yet. All right, great. So that's the plan. See, because I thought to myself, great, we got the videos of like the trailer and or the preview and whatever you want to call it. So as soon as we're done doing To the Weekend, we're going to watch it together, okay?
Okay.
You sound confused.
No, like, they don't have my email address, I guess, but we still haven't got anything from the photographer, but okay.
Don't get me started on that. All right, well, this sounds
Oh.
great. We will
Well.
we will not be talking about that part on To the Weekend on the air. We will be talking about that off the air, but I'll talk to you soon, dear.
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
Love you, bye.
What is happening?
I don't know. She talks like that sometimes. Don't get me started on the.
I won't. Don't worry. But in case you haven't caught on, it was a crazy summer. It was a fun summer. It was great to see friends. I did seemingly the upstate New York drive from Massachusetts. No joke, 4 times, but wouldn't have missed any of those for the world, as you would say.
Yeah. Means the world to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Sure.
That's cute.
Hey, but here's the thing. We're back right now. And we are going to be back. Okay? This is our promise to you. And
We're making promises.
and episodes will not be all about what happened to Nick Karski. We're going to go back to the usual fun, the usual shenanigans that we always have here on To the Weekend. But it does mean a lot to me. It means the world to me, Zensky, that we spent the show talking about the tremendous summer that we had, and it was awesome. It was great.
Oh, and anything for you, buddy. You know that.
Okay. Anything?
Anything except the Ben Folds interview.
On that note,
rate, review, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and we will be back next week. We will.
we're here to stay.
So don't you worry. So
We're here to stay.
until then, you stay classy, my friend.
You stay classy, my friend.
Peace.
See ya.